Should I just go? Yeah. Okay. So my name's Hope Virgo. I'm going to talk a little bit about my recovery from anorexia. When I was 16, my school got in touch with my mum and wanted her to take me to the GP about my weight loss over that summer period. I went to the GP and then got referred to the Child Adolescent Mental Health Services. I used to go once a week for this session at CAMS and would sit there quite silently, act quite childishly probably, and didn't really care that I was in these sessions, but it just wasn't intense enough for me and it wasn't what I needed. I attended CAMS for about 6-7 months, and throughout that whole time I continued to lie a lot about my weight. I lied about the food I was eating and got much better at hiding everything. It was a really rubbish time. This voice in my head that had been previously reassuring me and making me feel better about everything was no longer doing that. I didn't know how I'd ever feel okay again. My heart nearly stopped, so I got admitted to a mental health hospital where I then spent the next year of my life recovering. I think had someone noticed it probably earlier on, it would have helped me to not have to go into hospital. I also think if I'd been able to talk about things that had happened, and if people had noticed that maybe I was kind of shying away from food a bit and I was becoming much more shut off from the world, then maybe I would have felt able to start opening up about it. I've done a lot of work in schools and met a lot of young people, and a lot of the young people that I've spent time with have hit this crisis point and are ending up in mental health hospitals or taking a lot of time out of school to get support. And the problem is that they haven't had that, intervention at an early point. And so they've waited until they hit this crisis point before anything can happen. And for me, obviously that happened. I had to hit rock bottom before I got any support. But actually, there's so much more that can be done. I think quite often with young people particularly, and I know this for me, you need kind of that lifeline and you need someone to reach out to you before you feel able to talk about it. So it's vital that when a young person reaches out for help, actually the teacher or the parent or whoever they're reaching out to knows where to signpost that person to. Something that will massively help this is if they have counsellors in every single school across the UK, it will mean that young people can go to their teacher and the teacher can then refer that young person on to see a school counsellor, and the school counsellor will offer that direct support, but will also be able to signpost that young person and their family to the right support in place in that location. I think with anorexia, you probably will live with it for the majority of your life, but it gets much easier to handle every day. There's things that still bother me, but I definitely think you can get to this point if you've got the right support where you can manage your recovery and stay on top of it.